Hey, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing just fine. I had a little ideal on this video, and it was how much is too much. Multi-apping is great, but when do you say enough is enough? Do you spend more time working online apps than you do living in your life? And that was just something that I was kind of been thinking about. Been watching a lot of videos lately, and everybody seems to be wrapped up in learning new apps and stuff, and that's all well and good. And I agree with it. Keep your opportunities open. But when is enough enough? These apps are designed to help you make money and to have the freedom and flexibility to live life and pursue other hopes and dreams. But if you spend more time on them than you do anything else, where's the freedom you're seeking? And that was what I've been thinking about. Is if we spend so much time doing these apps and making every dollar we can above what we need, and we want to call it the ability to the freedom to work. If you worked an 8 hour shift at a job, you'd probably have more free time. And that's honesty, I think. How you doing, Rodney? Adam, how are y'all guys doing? Hope y'all are doing well. And Mr. Pool might get himself. It's almost getting fishing time. So with the apps and everything, so who's really I wrote this stuff down. So who's in control of your life? Do the apps control your life, or do you control them? Because and I'm the one that's guilty of this because I'll go out and I don't want to come home if I'm still getting orders. That's just money that you're losing. But when is enough enough? 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, or should we just be working 6 hours and setting a goal? Maybe a dollar goal that day. But it's hard if you if you're out there and you got orders coming in and you're at your daily goal. It's hard to just turn them off and go home or go do whatever you want to do. So that makes me wonder who's in control, and is multi-apping the way to do it? Does it take multiple apps to do it? Are you killing yourself doing it? If you're doing it part time on after a full time job or whatever, that's fine, because then you have the opportunity. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But well, my get 4 to 6 is about all I'm willing to put in hours. Yeah. Lately, I've been trying to put in a few more hours. And when you have like a goal or something that you're wanting or needing, to purchase or catch up on bills or whatever, I understand working that extra because you would do it at a regular job. You try to be working all the overtime that you could work. But when you reach that and you take care of that, can you just turn it off and enjoy life? Or are these apps beginning to control you? You're limited to 6 hours, Rodney. That I was working 5 to 6 hours a day, and now I'm trying to work a real 8 hour day. Now I've had a couple of days where they've been 10. One day was 12 hours, and that's really what got me thinking about this. Is how much is enough? You know, I'm wanting to build up and pay off some things and pay off some things and build up a little money. But my problem is I'm wanting to do it all at once. instead of spacing it out. And I've got to learn to do that. And I don't know if anybody else does that or not. And that's kind of what got me doing this. What's up, Mr. Bud Soda? Many days I go 15 plus if possible. Now, okay, you are a prime example, sir. Why? I mean, you may have personal reasons and you may not want to share them. And I mean, because me personally, I'll tell you, I'm behind on a few bills. I need to get them caught up. You know, that life happens. But when those things get taken care of, I'm not going to be working as hard. I don't plan to. My thing is, I've got other things going. But, and that's another thing, is you keep seeing opportunities to make money, but when do you stop to enjoy anything? And around 8 hours can be about 200 for me, at least 8 Walmart round robin trips. And you know, that's most of you know that watch me and listen to what I comment and stuff. That's pretty much all I'm doing now is Spark, and that's about what I'm working is 8 hours. And it's generally, but if I work 8 hours, it's generally between 150 and 200 a day. And for my area, that's rocking because you got to remember minimum wage. I don't know where, I know pull my gig. I know you're in Texas, but I don't know where anybody else is. But I think minimum wage is $7.25. And if you're making $200 a day at 8 hours, you're making way over minimum wage, even after taxes and after you take your gas out. So, but got scorched earth toward my debit bills. Got I guess I just don't get that. I'm debt and bills. That's kind of what I'm at. You know, I completely understand that's part of your sentence there. And but after you get that debt taken care of, are you going to keep going? Are you going to be able to keep going? Are you going to be used to that money coming in and keep going, and then start getting the gray hairs like I've got? Think about it. Nobody can make that decision but you. But don't let the apps run your life, is what I'm getting at. How you doing, Mr. Henry? I'm 8 hours a day working the hours I want to work. 10:30 to 6. Absolutely. And that's the thing, is you're working the hours you want, and that's the whole thing. Don't let the apps control you. If you want to say you have the freedom and flexibility to work when you want to and everything, then you need to be in control. You know, Roy says we're glorified uh, employees. And if you let these apps control you, he is 100% right. And in a lot of ways, he's right anyway. But especially if you let these apps control you. You can't let the apps control you. That's the whole thing. Make your money, do what you need to do, and then figure out how much money you got to have to live comfortably. And I mean, if you're trying to save up to buy a new car or a new rod and reel or a new gun or whatever, I get it. I understand that. But don't spend the next 10 years making all that money and saving it up and everything, and then you're too old to enjoy it. Or you get so sore in your back from riding and driving around all the time that you can't go hiking. You know, enjoy what you have and don't let the apps control you. Use them to your advantage. I think I'm not trying to take Pedro's words, but I've heard him say that. Use them to your advantage, and he's right. I agree with him. How you doing, pork chop? Oh, Rodney, I'm a single dad, so I have to take her school pick. Oh, take her to school and pick her up. Take her to my mom's. That's why I can only do so many hours. Yeah, I I can relate to that one. I become Mr. Mom overnight to an 8-year old and an 11-year old. And tell you what, it's tough. Luckily, it sounds like you were lucky like I was. My mom helped me out a lot. I wouldn't have made it. Kind of gets me choked up a little bit, but pork chop. Hi, Grandpa. I just want to say howdy, but can't stay. The Little League World Series is on ESPN. The Texas team is my town. We're winning 8-4. Have to go watch the end of the game. Be back soon. All right, man. Heck yeah. That's another thing. All this YouTube stuff and watching people and watching TV and things like that. Don't let that interfere with your personal life. And I mean, this is real life, no doubt about it. We're all real people, and we all have problems, and we all like sharing and talking and visiting with each other. But remember what you have to deal with when you turn the computer off. Oh, you was watching that too? I get. I guarantee my grandson's probably watching it. He is big time into baseball. I want. I want to share something with y'all. And I've had this for a while, and I just took a little clip out of a video, but it really speaks loudly if you take it to heart and get what this guy's saying. So y'all stand by and let me get this put up here.
Realize there is no such thing as security. Money comes and goes. The only thing that matters is peace and doing the right thing. I learned to admire things but not need them. But in so doing, I was given even more than I knew existed. I made a video about having to give 10% of everything you own. We don't own anything. Everything is just on loan to us. The more we learn to appreciate, the more we are given to experience.
So what do y'all think about that? Everything is on loan. And I kind of got to thinking about that, and that is true. That's true. We spend all our time making this money to buy a house, to buy a car, and who are we buying it for? We get to use it for a while until we're gone. So then it moves on to the next person. So even though we bought it, technically it's just borrowed. You can't take it with you. So all these hours that you work to buy these things, when it comes to the end, it don't matter. Of course, you get to pass it on to the next generation or whoever you so desire. But the whole thing is, don't let the apps control you, and don't spend your life stressing out and killing yourself and working all them hard hours. Everybody wants to say, I'm a hustler. I hustle. I do this and I do. That's great. But why? If you got a good reason, I'm 100% behind you. If you're doing it just so you can say you're a hustler and you get out there and you make all this money to put it in the bank and say I've got money, what good is it? If you don't use it, it's good to have some for a security in case something comes up, but you can't take it with you. You can leave it, but remember, it's just borrowed. I don't know. I don't know. I've just been thinking and listening to different YouTubers and stuff, and you know, there's these new apps coming out, and there's an app that Steve was talking about the other night that anyway, I can't remember what it was called, but Joe Gig. I don't know how many of y'all have been around for a while, but there was a YouTuber, Joe Gig. I don't know what happened to him. He just got frustrated with everything and walked away, I think. But he was Dumpling. That was the name of that. But he was into that. And that's good. But if you're doing Walmart Spark and you're making a living and you're paying your bills and you're being able to put back a little money, do you really need to add another app? I mean, experiment with it just to have it. I've got like DoorDash, which I can't even get on DoorDash. I was going to try a theory out, but I can't even get on DoorDash to try that out. And that's what everybody's here talking about lately. Is the top dasher thing. I could, me personally, I don't care about DoorDash. I could delete it and I'd never miss it because I can't get on it anyway. But I've got DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Roadie, Bite Squad, which is now called ASAP, ASAP, and Favor, and there's two or three, Instacart. I've got all them apps. Do I use them? Not a one of them. I turn on Uber Eats occasionally. Because the good thing about Uber Eats is you can cash out what you make that day and grab you some dinner, and you didn't got to take it out of your main income. So that's what I do. Ooh, we got some new faces in here. Donating to the gossip entertainment for me, Uber Eats is super slow right now. Yeah, I agree. I was surprised I actually made $30 last week, but I just turned it off for a few minutes between because, like with Spark, we get the orders at a quarter after, but you can't pick them up till 45 after. Technically, you're not supposed to pick them up till 45 after. There's ways around that, but you got 30 minutes to kill. So I was just kicking on Uber Eats, and then I turn it off when I get my order. Oh, Shayla is getting real out here. How you doing, Lisa Coleman? Exactly. Leslie. I'm not even going there with the last name, but I can pronounce Leslie. Grubhub is the worst one. I turned on Grubhub today because I got is either a text or an email last night that said Grubhub is up and running again. Apparently, maybe they went down at some point yesterday. I have no clue, but I thought maybe it's been down, and that's why I quit using it. And I've heard that if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can order Grubhub or order through Grubhub and free delivery. I don't know if that's in my market yet, but I do know it's in some markets. So I thought maybe Grubhub would be kicking. Not a single order all day, and I started about 9. Well, actually, about 10 o'clock really, and I didn't turn it off till about 6 o'clock. Not a single order all day long, not even a trash order. So yeah, Grubhub. I don't know if Walmart. I mean, if Amazon Prime, if that goes into effect everywhere, maybe it'll pick up. It used to pay really good. When I first started about 2 years ago, I was making pretty good money with Grubhub. Hey, did you make at least $100 a day this week? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. I struggled, uh, especially today. But today technically was going to be my day off because I was going to do this live, and I've got a bunch of things to do here at the house. So I was going to take the day off, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to go out and try to make a little money because I've got a couple of things that I need to pay for, and that's it. Really, in all honesty, if you can make $100 a day in most areas, depends on your personal financial situation. That's really all you really need to make. You can work 5 or 6 days a week. That's what, $2,000 a month. When I worked for the state hospital, it was salary, and I think it was like 23.82 a month or something like that. So outside of the benefits, you make more money doing this. I don't suggest anybody, if you got a state job, I don't suggest you quit it unless it's just driving you nuts. No pun intended, because I did work at a mental institution. But anyway, School is back in session. Parents are buying lunches at the grocery stores. You know, I with Walmart, I don't know how the food apps have been doing because honestly, I haven't really been doing a whole lot on them. Just a little bit of Uber Eats here and there. But Walmart's marketing slowed down a bit. Matter of fact, it seems to have picked up. But soda, if I make less than 400, it's disappointing and drives me to go harder. But you are in a good market too, Bud Soda. I've watched you and I've heard you. So if you made $400 a day around here, you you'd definitely be banking around here. In all honesty, if you make 125 to 150, that's a really good day. Anything above that's an excellent day. 100 is an average day. That's 6 to 8 hours a day. Now, but you're in a good market. Plus, you're working. What'd you say? Well, go 14 hours a day, 12 to 14 hours a day. But you better be careful, man. I'm telling you. You see this gray hair? You got some nice looking hair right now, but you keep it up, and it's going to change colors on you. We're going to see you at next year's gathering. You're going to be gray headed like me. I'm going to get you a wig if you're not. Oh, now I'm hungry. I was hungry earlier, and I went. I know I shouldn't eat McDonald's. McDonald's is bad for your cholesterol and all that. But I just wanted to grab something, come home, open a couple of Amazon packages, get ready for tonight's live. But man, the line was backed up and it wasn't moving. So I went to Sonic and got the chili Frito chili wrap, little burrito. Those things are pretty good. Oh yeah, you can work yourself to death. I don't know why that. Oh, I don't know why that blocked that. Oh, yippee! Texas Little League team advances. I'm still waiting to get approved for Spark. I've been waiting since mid-April. There is a lot of people waiting, so don't feel bad. I guess I got in. I guess I've been doing it about a year, maybe a little more. I can't. I don't know. Been doing it a while, so I guess I got lucky and got in then. But I've heard a lot of people are having on long waiting lists, kind of like Curry, long waiting list on Curry apparently, because I signed up for that several months ago and I'm not on there yet. No more people in my car. I'm done with these people. Oh, you're talking about for the ride share? If that's what you're talking about, I've done ride share a little bit, but we have a military base here, and when the weekend comes, they go into town, and that's generally when I do the ride share. But I haven't done it in a while, so. Oh, I have 5 apps on. Man, Bud Soda, you're probably on some good medication too. We won't go there, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know. Oh yeah, you're gonna work yourself to death, man. Take care of what you have to take care of, and then stop, slow down, and enjoy life. You're still young, so you can't keep that up. I guarantee you can't keep that up. No matter what kind of medication you get on, you're not going to be able to keep that up 20 or 25 years. Because in 30 years, you're going to be probably on a walker. So take care of what you need to take care of. Just advice from old Dash and Grandpa. Take care of what you need to take care of and then enjoy your life. Slow down. After you get your stuff taken care of, I get that. I get that. I gave up on Spark and Grubhub. Grubhub's terrible. It used to be good. you only do DoorDash and Uber Eats at this point. But you're one of the lucky ones, though. You've got your retirement now, I'm sure, and so you got other sources of income. I haven't seen you talking about fishing lately, though. So I figured you was a big bass tournament fisherman by now. Delivering with Carrie, how you doing? Grubhub is so bad in my area, I don't know why I even turn it on. Yeah, I agree. So apparently, the deal with the Amazon Prime is not working out too well. That or it's not in your area either. Should I go? And that's the great thing about the apps. Can you get can I get onto the military base? Yes, I can. Um, hello, blue dream pin calls. Is that Yeah, a lot of Red Bulls. Indian restaurants pay the best. Yeah, it's just some of that food that you get at those Indian restaurants. I don't care for the odor that it puts out. Oh, but so to pull my gig, can you learn to work around the issues those apps are giving you? Oh, you can learn to. That's what I preach. Stack and route your orders. Wow, I'm behind on the chat here. How much can you learn to work around the issues? Grubhub gave me uh, Grubhub gave me my only order so far this hour. It's nice to have options. Yeah, in that case, I understand multi-apping, and that I'm not against multi-apping because I have done it up until Spark is pretty much keeps me busy, and like I said, I turn on Uber Eats, but that situation when you don't have anything else going, I get it. But Spark in my market, there's no going to the mall and sitting like I used to do. I used to find me a shade tree and I'd sit and wait on an order. The only time I stop is generally is when I stop to get something to eat or go to the bathroom, and that's about the only time I stop, unless I'm between orders and there's nothing coming in on Uber Eats. But every hour you're going to get an order on Spark. Every hour, it may not be great, but you're going to get one. We have three Walmarts though, so some folks only have one, and that's the whole thing. What wasting gas waiting? Yeah, Zaxxon. I don't know why it blocked that. Maybe it didn't like the word gas. I don't know. Wasting gas. Yeah, you waste a lot of gas, especially here in Texas, because you can't turn off your car because you need that air conditioner running if your air conditioner works good. And idle time, granted, it don't use a whole lot of gas. It still uses gas. Went to the doctor today to high blood pressure. Uh-oh. Well, welcome to the high blood pressure zone. Uh, Lisinopril and enolodipine. One's for night, one's for day. That'll bring it down. Exactly. But so I don't know, Carrie doesn't like Grubhub. No fishing lately, and a lot of running around getting these kids ready for school. Yep. My goal, small goals for me, if I make 20 to 25 hours, I'm content. Yeah. And that's it. You're in a good position, too. You're one of the lucky ones. The hurt locker out here, Grandpa. I don't, I must have missed something. The hurt Locker out here. Oh, how you doing, Mr. Roy? I was talking about you earlier, Roy. Talking about us being glorified employees, and I even agreed with you to an extent. But if you and what I was saying is, if you let the apps control you, you are an employee of the app, and that's 100% if you let them control you, and that's what I was trying to talk about tonight. Is don't let them control you because you can throw that freedom and flexibility right out the window. You might as well get an 8 to 5, plain and simple. No meds yet, just monitoring. Yeah, well, cut back on the McDonald's if you go to McDonald's. I don't know. For the first time, I went and got blood work. Not the first time I ever got blood work, but the first time my cholesterol was actually up. And I've ate junk food my entire life, even with high blood pressure. I've never had high cholesterol, but now it's starting to go up. So I got to kind of watch it a little bit. Oh, Kathy, I had to come in early. Hurt Locker is a movie. Oh. Hurt Locker is a movie. I don't watch much TV. There's one movie that I want to go see, and I still haven't went to see it, and it's Top Gun. If you can tell me all about it, it's probably going to be pretty much like the original. I don't know, but it was still a good movie. The original one. I haven't seen the new one. Talking about me, LOL. Join. Yeah, Roy, I've heard your name come up several times, but you know what? I've never heard it come up in a bad way. I've never heard me personally haven't heard anybody badmouth you because you speak your mind, and I got great respect for you. And if I ever get out to Vegas, I'm gonna track you down, and I like your old videos when you'd leave the house and you go be going to the store, and you'd be fussing at them drivers and stuff. I'd just be sitting there watching that, laughing. I haven't seen you doing that lately, though. I guess you calmed down, maybe. Everyone talking about Roy all day. But, Roy is one of those people, you got to give him respect because he earns it. Because he'll stand up to anybody and tell them. And him and Pedro didn't have words, but they had differences of opinion, but I was so proud of both of them because those two guys carried on a civil conversation and laughed and went on, even though they had different opinions on different things. But you can get along. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs different opinions. Everybody needs different thoughts. Just always be open-minded to listen to people. But I got the utmost respect for Mr. Roy. There ain't no doubt two ways about it. Up to 900 on Uber X. Gigabench. Scorpion hunting with Roy. There you go. I used to get them with the tweezers. Yeah. 900 on Uber X would be pretty good. When a few of the Uber orders or the drives that I did on the Uber X paid okay, but when you have a good day on Spark or something in my area, Uber X just doesn't pay anywhere near what Spark does in my area. Now I know some people, they get the Uber X drives even from the military base, taking them to the DFW airport and other people to the DFW airport, them long hauls, and that's pretty good money. Lisa, North Texas, right? If you're talking about me, yes, ma'am. Right up on the beautiful banks of the Muddy Red River. My mama told me to say that next time. We used to say that on the CB radio. My dad did. he'd have a spill, and he'd be saying, sitting on the beautiful banks of the muddy Red River, and that's right about where I'm at. I could just spit in a holler right over there, and Red River, on the Red River. May have a little water running down through it now. We've had quite a bit of rain. I know the local river, Wichita River, runs kind of from out in the Panhandle through Wichita Falls and dumps over into the Red River. It was it was flowing pretty good. Not flooded, but it was flowing pretty good. My understanding is they had a lot of flooding down in Dallas Fort Worth area and places such as that. So, yeah, Roy, let's go for coffee one day. That's what I'm saying. We all need to go hit up Roy and say, "Let's go, buddy. Entertain us." Roy could be, he can be very entertaining. Like I said, I really liked him. That's what really got me watching Roy was him driving, and I won't repeat some of the things he said, but it's funny. I mean, it was fitting. I mean, it fit. It wasn't like just blurting out words that didn't go with the situation. It went with the situation, so that's what made it even funnier. Oh, Gig Ventures, you're in Vegas. It's all right share here because be careful, Roy, with another flash flooding. So y'all getting flash flooding out there? Donating gospel entertainment. Yep. You get any of that? Yeah, we got quite a bit of rain. Oh, that answers that. Yeah, I may be behind. I don't think I'm behind. I don't know. Yeah, we got quite a bit of rain. Some of the lakes were getting low, and it filled up. I don't know if every once in a while we have a city lake. It's over by our college, Sykes Lake, and I'll go over there and just throw a lure. I mean, you can catch a couple of pound bass, just throw them back in, but it's fine. But it was beginning to get really low. The one end was completely dry, but I get tickled because I see people over here fishing, and it's not. Granted, fish can survive in about 1 foot of water, but they fish on that front top end of that little lake, and there's no fish in there. You might get some old pollywogs, mud cats, whatever you want to call them, but the real fish is down on the other side. I ain't gonna tell them though. They'll figure it out. Oh, Rodney, he's funny. If you're talking about Roy, he definitely is. He can be. Uh, all a man really wants in life is go do grub and tug and no fishing is probably why my pressure's up. That's probably it. You need to take medical leave and go fishing. I when we went to St. Louis, I went by the Bass Pro Shop, and we got a few lures. I just haven't got a chance to get out and test them out. But the weather would cool off a little bit. It's supposed to get hot again, but it's not going to be about another month, and it's going to be cool enough to do some camping and fishing. And I'm going to be getting some videos out on my other channel when I go do something fun besides work. Doctor's orders. That's right. Dr. Grandpa said to take medical leave. But seriously, don't over. Nobody needs to overwork it. I mean, pay what you got to pay, do what you got to do, but don't spend all your time working. Bud soda. Because you can do a lot of things that doesn't require you to be out. Granted, you're still working your mind, but I'm working on a couple of things. They don't really pay nothing much right now, but maybe someday. That was kind of what that last video I did. What was last week? The difference between a hobby and a job. You know, a hobby is just something like fishing, unless you're a pro fisherman or something, and that's a hobby. But if you're working on something, whether it's making money right now or not, that's a job because eventually it will be making money. And I can almost guarantee you what I'm working on is going to make money. How much money? I don't know. Maybe $100 a year. I don't know. But enjoy it. Whatever you're doing, enjoy what you're doing. And if it pays, great. If it don't, it don't. It's like taking those orders with no tips. And I kind of agree with no tip, no trip, unless the pay is good. And then I don't, like with Spark, I don't care if they tip or not. If it's a $7 Spark order, which is a real low order for Spark, but if it's a $7 order and it's only going a mile, and it shows you if the customer tipped, if they don't tip, I don't care. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't, because they're getting free delivery anyway. They just pay the $12.95 a month and get all the free deliveries they want. But nevertheless, it's a bonus. Tips are a bonus. It's kind of like brakes. Brakes are, I don't know about there, but wherever you're at, but in Texas, I know breaks are a privilege. They are not a requirement. Lunch breaks are if you work 8+ hours. But those 15-minute smoke breaks or getaway breaks or walking breaks, whatever they are, that's a privilege. And that's kind of like bonuses. It's just our tips. It's just bonuses. It is what it is. I don't know. How you doing, Baxter's Batch? Hope you're doing well. Super Dirt Week is beginning of. What is Super Dirt Week? I don't know what that is. I saw you say that a while ago, and I thought I might have missed something, but I'm just going to ask you what it is. I've been entertained by UDM's experiment. You know, he kind of commented back, and he told me, it was nothing personal or no disrespect, but he told me that once I tested it out, then we could talk. But honestly, I don't have nothing to talk about. I mean, I agree with what he's saying. I'm just questioning the mileage and all that. But I can't. I know what orders we got, so I don't have to. And like I said, I I'm not disagreeing or agreeing or whatever. I'm just saying I know what we used to get on DoorDash. I was been trying to get on DoorDash to just test it because DoorDash may have changed, and if it has, man, that's great. But yeah, UDM is he's been putting some thoughts out there, and always everybody needs to think with an open mind. Don't be narrow minded and think that no, that ain't gonna work, and that's stupid, and that no, I'd never say that because things change. The one thing that I will say, and this to every gig tuber out there or anybody that says how good their area is, and if you do this and this and this, then you got no reason for it to not be good. That's not true. Absolutely not true. There's a town just west of here that probably doesn't have 10,000 people, but they have DoorDash. There is no way, because of the amount of restaurants they have, that you're going to make $100 a day. You might be lucky to get $30 a day, and that's if you sit out all day long. So what works in a place like that is not going to work in Denver, Colorado, or Dallas, Texas. So when we and you and me and all of us listen to these people, you need to. It's a pattern. I mean, it's what would be the word? It's an ideal on how to do things, but you got to modify them and twist them and turn them and make them work for you. It's just a headline without the filler in it. They can tell you something like, here's an easy one, and it's for everybody everywhere, no matter what market you're in, set by the restaurants where the main restaurants are. Other than that, there's nothing really to say. And everybody ought to know the lunch hour and the supper hour or dinner hour. I'm from the South, we call it supper, but whatever. But you got to use all that stuff as just a starting point, just the very, very, very basics. Because what works for them is probably not going to work for you. I turned on DoorDash and not DoorDash, Uber Eats. I think Emily turned on DoorDash when we went to St. Louis in Springfield and in St. Louis. And those towns are booming. But you know what was funny is the majority of the orders I was seeing didn't pay a whole lot more than what they do here, but there was a lot more of them. I gotta get back in chat. I'm getting wrapped up in this. I did 26, but so I did 26 no tip shop and pay 7 items, 7.8 miles. Had 3 orders, one on DoorDash and one on Grubhub along the way as well. That was last week. And a 26, no, yeah. Well, yeah, see, $26 with a no tip. Shop and pay that. That's nothing wrong with that. That's a good order. Super Dirt Week is the biggest dirt racing event in modified and pro stocks 4 classes of race cars. And dirt racing, biggest party of your. Oh, okay. I'm with you now. I was just thrown off Dirt Week. I thought farmers might have been plowing. I was going to say it's a little early for winter wheat, but anyway. Your videos calm my dang whole nerves, Bob. I don't know. I might get some hairs raised when we start talking about other gig tubers and stuff. But I'm not talking bad on any of them. I believe all of them know what they're talking about in their market, and they have a good idea of what's going to work in your market. But they don't know that it really will work in your market. They're just simply giving you the basics of where to go and what to do. The rest of it, nobody can tell you how to work your market except for you, and you can't even tell yourself that until you've done it for a month or more, because you need at least a month, because you have, I don't know if any of you has worked retail like in the grocery store or anything, but when food stamps come out, or whatever they call it now, TANF or whatever, but basically food stamps, when those come out, it's going to be busier. People don't have to spend their money on groceries. So they might be ordering more DoorDash and stuff. But you got to learn your own market, but use everybody else's thoughts and opinions and as a basic. And don't and the thing that gets me is people over analyze it. Knowing the numbers, I guess, it makes them feel better, and it makes them feel like they're going to make more, and it might make them more, but it might stress them out more by trying to figure all that out when they could just not figure it out, just get out there and make an extra 2 deliveries, and that would make up for the time spent working on analyzing stuff. I don't know. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying some people just spend too much time analyzing stuff. You know what I kind of wonder though is if the bigwigs up in the DoorDash headquarters and Uber Eats headquarters and whatever watch these videos and see how people, well, if you do this and you do this, then it's going to make your system put out more and that. And I'm just wondering if they sit up there and just say, these people don't have a clue. Or, hey, then people actually know what they're talking about. I just kind of wonder. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to have the real knowledge from corporate and then watch the other people and kind of see the difference. I don't know. I just think get up there and make your deliveries, make your money, and don't overanalyze it. Know your market. That's the only thing. Just know your market. It's not rocket science. Oh, they have Spark. Oh, wait a minute. Do you have Instacart? Yeah, I have Instacart. I haven't done Instacart in about a year and a half. I actually lost my card and I ordered a new card because I thought Emily likes doing. Before I finally talked her into getting and doing Spark, now she won't even consider doing DoorDash. But she liked the shopping orders and she's quick too. Man, she helped me out on a couple of the shopping orders and knocked them out quick. So I told her, I said, you might like that Instacart. So I ordered the Instacart card. We just haven't done it. I guarantee you she'd love it because she loves those shopping orders. I like the shopping orders as long as they're like 20 items or less, and they're most all of them is going to pay like $20 or more, and you can knock them out in 30 minutes. You know, so I don't know. Most of them pay more than that, but that's a low ball one. But I bet you she would like that Instacart, and I do have the card, so we're gonna have to get out there and do it. Oh, they have Spark up there. I grabbed a couple, but the other few drivers gave zero idea how to work it and take everything when they did come on. Saw two of them took $12, another $15, and too many miles. Well, I tell you, and on most apps, like DoorDash, well, according to the new statistics that are coming out by the different gig tubers, maybe your acceptance rating does matter a little bit because you have to have that to get higher ratings to get the better orders. I'm not disagreeing with that one at all. But as far as Spark goes, I do know for a fact your acceptance rating does matter because if you get a low acceptance rating, you're lower on the totem pole. And that's a fact because we've done side by side comparisons, me and Emily. And you can, you'll get, you'll still get orders. And they're not, you're still going to get the orders, but the better orders are, or the round robins are going to be a little better the higher your acceptance rating is. And, and it does go by proximity as well. You know, I'm not saying you got to set it in the Walmart parking lot, but you need to be within a certain radius because occasionally out here where I live, I can get pinged for the nearest Walmart, which is about 10 miles from here. But most of the time, you're not going to unless you're by that Walmart. But acceptance rating in Spark does matter. I'm not saying you got to accept them all. I'm not saying that at all. But I have actually seen very, very few Spark orders that I wouldn't take. Now, there's a couple that I shouldn't have took because they looked good, but they wound up being really jacked up orders. They do watch gig tubers. They're very aware. Yeah, wouldn't you? It'd be kind of interesting to sit in on a board meeting with those guys that do the analytics and all that on DoorDash and see how the algorithm works with it, and then listen to some of these other people that just try to go with what they see and see how much a difference there would be. I think it'd be interesting. I would really love it if what's the guy's name? I uh, can't remember his name now. He was one that was talking about Top Dasher and all this and that. Matter of fact, he was on Hannibal's. I think Hannibal had a little bit of a live. I think it was today. I watched it today anyway. But that guy was on there. But I would like to see somebody like him sit down on a live or even a video and with somebody in DoorDash corporate or even UDM. Somebody, Pedro, UDM, that guy, or somebody that would actually sit down and really say, y'all are close, but this is what it is, or y'all are spot on, or y'all are way off. And for them just to say it. They don't have to give all the details because they're not going to give us all the details. We all know that. They're a business. They can't give away everything. I get that. But it would just be interesting, I think. Anyway, that's probably never going to happen, but it would be cool. And it could I wouldn't want to interview them because I don't know enough about all that because I don't take the time to learn it. I go out, make my money, and do my thing and go on. I could care less about the algorithm and all that. I do know a little bit about YouTube algorithm as YouTube, but not DoorDash and all that. I know a little bit more on that than I do this, but this pays more money than YouTube. But YouTube is I have a higher interest in YouTube, therefore I spend a lot more time listening and studying and watching, Nick Nimmin and all those big guys teach you about YouTube and what works and what doesn't work and why, and I don't know. So I'm guilty of doing all that, but it's where your interest is. That's why I don't knock them for doing it, but I would just be interested to see how far off they were or how close they were. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Hopefully I'm making sense. Oh, Carrie, I like doing the grocery orders, not compared to food. Oh, now compared to food. You like doing the Spark grocery orders? Yeah, I definitely. I'll if as long as Spark. I will say as long as Spark keeps sparking, I'll probably never do food deliveries unless it's just a fill in. But as far as a main gig or main app that I'm running, probably never will again because there's no comparison. This is like working, flipping burgers versus being a nurse at a hospital or something. I don't know. And not, one's just as important as the other, kind of, sort of, in a way. But I'm just saying, it's like comparing apples and oranges. I think that's the old saying. But, but if you live in the Wichita Falls area, Spark is terrible. Don't even try to sign up for Spark. If you live somewhere else, Spark is great. Try to get on. Oh, let's see. Where are we at? I don't do Spark orders. Oh, you don't do Spark orders. They go to bad areas. Depends on where you, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you live. Majority of our areas in the daytime are fine. Now, there's a couple of places, and if you lived here, it's probably not the places that you would think of being bad that I wouldn't go to, and the places that you think would be bad, I will go to because be respectful and kind and act like you know what you're doing and not scared. And people ain't gonna pay one bit of attention to you. But there are some areas that I wouldn't go to after dark. Not me. And here lately, I've actually for being as lazy as I am, I've actually been getting up in the mornings and shutting down about 6 o'clock in the evening. 6, 7 o'clock, I'm done before dark. I kind of like that better, and I'm actually making a little bit more doing it. I was needed to get some hustle back in me. I got it. For me, just got a DoorDash invite. Drivers left the same. So, oh, wait, okay, hold on. Hold on, Henry. Let me go back up here and I'll be right down there in just a second. For me, I got a DoorDash invite. Drivers left the area. Now they call me. I've talked to them directly a few times. Oh, out to the DoorDash, ask about the Bentley Coupe and what they think of gig tubers. They encouraged me to make content, okay, how to work the app and be a pro independent contractor and to be a driver coach on how to do good services. But they're not going to give you any trade secrets, and you can't blame them. Bentley Coupe, he was one of the first ones I watched. I got nothing against the guy. He's got some different opinions, but so does everybody else. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, who's to say what's right and what's wrong? Everybody's right to a certain degree. You know, you don't have to prove anybody wrong. Just listen to them. They may show you something new. I try to make content, but it's hard to get started. Just you know, Think Media, Tim Schmoyer. No, not Tim Schmoyer. Sean Cannell. He says the first thing you got to do is hit record, something to that effect, and that's true. Just hit record and just start talking. You can go cut out the little pieces. And me being from the South and who I am, believe me, my foot's been in my mouth more times than it's been on the ground. We're real people. You're a real person. Just get on there and just go with it. Don't get on there and talk like this and say, I need to do that. Throw your hands up and say, heck yeah, let's do it. That one guy, man, what's his, Cincy, Cincy, Cincy driver Cincy. Man, that guy's fired up. He needs to be a motivational speaker. He probably is. Anyway, so what is your AR on Spark? Mr. Henry says. Well, it probably dropped a few points today because I was occupied and did not get those. Uh, where are we at? Spark. My metrics. Ooh, it's worse than I thought it was. I'm gonna have to start paying attention to round robins. I don't know if that will show up. Whoop, my bad. Well, I'll just say on time at 98, 2% drop rate, 28% acceptance rating. And for some reason, I got a 4.6 customer rating. I think I know what that one was, but anyway, yeah, my acceptance rating was at 52 or 54, but I passed up on a couple because something I've been kind of noticing on Spark is sometimes, and I don't know it to be fact yet, but it seems like sometimes at that quarter after, they'll throw some round robins at you that are kind of low. And if you just let those go, that second or third one, mainly that third one, is going to be a lot better. But that does drop your acceptance rating, which will affect your height on the totem pole, shall we say. So, yeah, it's one of those danged if you do and danged if you don't. So, but it's easy to get back. Just start taking all of them. And all the Spark orders, in all honesty, are worth taking. It's just when you get a batch order of two orders and it's paying $24 and it's going 4 miles, and then you get two orders that's paying $9 that's going say 3 miles. Man, it's hard because you know that $24 order is next in line, and if you take this one, then you're going to miss that one. But even that $9 order, in all honesty, is well over $1 a mile if people are going by the miles. So almost every single spark order is worth taking when you really look at it. But you get used to those higher paying ones and get a little spoiled to those, then that's what makes your acceptance rating drop. I'm guilty. I'll get it back. Ask me next Wednesday what it is. I'll take every spark order. I don't know if I'll be at 100%, but I'm going to get it back up there above 50. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life. Well, depends on the person. Main thing is live life and enjoy it. I don't know if that's really the meaning, but that's what we need to do. Teach others, help others, and be friendly and keep smiling, even when it hurts. Because that little smile that you give may make a big difference in somebody else's life. And I'm being serious about that. Somebody may have had a really bad day. And if you just smile, you ain't got to flirt with them. Just smile. How you doing? You ain't got to have a conversation. And if you're just walking down the mall or walking through Walmart, when you walk past somebody, just smile. You ain't got to say nothing to them. It can mean a lot to them. Spread the smiles. Does any of y'all watch? Oh man, never mind. Smile More. But that's his logo. Dang it, man. I tell you what, when I get something on my mind and then I'm fixing to say it, then it slips my mind. I'm going to look real quick. Roman Atwood. Smile More. And he's right. Smile More. That's a good channel if y'all are just nothing in particular, just entertainment. Kind of like Off the Ranch. If y'all know what that is. If you don't, look it up on YouTube. Baxter's Batch. I'm still on the wait list for Spark, so I do good delivery and ship sometimes. I think Shipt is the one that does it for Target, isn't it? It doesn't do it for Target in Wichita Falls, but I've been told that Shipt is the one that does it everywhere else for Target. So it may be, I don't know, it may be about the same as Shipt. I'll make you fat, Grandpa. I'm already fat. Money in the bank. Check. Put my earnings so far on Uber eggs. His latest content has been mostly better and positive. Oh, who you talking about, Bud Soda? Oh, your acceptance rate on Sparks 18? Well, I don't even. What was mine? See there, I done forgot. That's what. See, that's another thing. That's why you got to slow down, Mister Bud Soda, is because you'll get older and you won't be able to remember what you was just talking about. Mine was 28. So you're a little bit lower than mine. We won't even talk about DoorDash. I think mine's like 4%. I can't get on DoorDash. I was going to try just for the sake of all the talk that's been going on other channels. I was going to try it. I can't get on DoorDash to try it. And it doesn't matter. Somebody said at midnight, check it for the new schedule. Okay, I did. Then somebody said at 3 a.m. I did. Didn't make no difference. I tried it at noon. I tried it at 3 p.m. Made no difference. So I don't know. It's just the luck, I guess. Rodney, yours is 20. My AR is 28. I am getting a text. apparently she is fixing to come home, but she's waiting on some ribs to be done. I guess she's getting ribs. And I had the Frito chili burrito, and she's getting ribs. That's jacked up now, but that's okay. Um, you're right. Waiting for the second or third offer is always better for me. It really is, but you see the effects of it. It does drop. It will drop your acceptance rating down. Well, if you're talking about waiting on orders for the second or third on time-consuming Bud soda, there's no waiting. I mean, it's like as soon as that one runs out, another one will pop up. As soon as that one runs out, another one will pop up. I mean, it's one right after the other for about at the quarter after till about 20 to 25 after. It's order after order after order after order. Here. Now, supposedly we pick up for what is it, Advanced Auto Parts now. I haven't yet to get an order for them. And we do pick up for Sam's Club, which is warehouse type store. I don't know if y'all have Sam's Club or not, but I don't like the Sam's Club orders because they don't tell you what it is, and some of their stuff is big, and depending on what it is, I can't put it in my car. So I've taken them because curiosity, but I don't know. Let me tell you, I just don't like when they fare certain orders like I would take it. Oh, okay, yeah, I get you. Because one order may be going to a good area, and the other order going to another area. Usually they should be in the same vicinity, but you know, a half a mile can make a huge difference. I do realize that. Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, and very seldom. I don't know how it is in y'all's market, but very seldom do I see single spark orders anymore. It's always two and sometimes three orders. And then, of course, you get your .com orders. It can be like 11. And I normally don't do the .com orders until it's the end of my day, the end of my work shift, I guess you could call it. And like today, I wouldn't have took it. It was, I think, $28, but it was going 28 miles. And 1, 2, 5, 6 drops. But 5 of the drops were in a little town that I used to live in, so I knew my way around there, and now I could cut down the back roads to where I live now. And the last drop was in the little town I live in now. So that one worked out. I normally won't take them like that, but they're a good thing to take at the end of your shift. You know, sometimes there's a lot of miles in them and they take some time, but most of the time they pay good. You know, around $25 to $45, and it may take you an hour to 2 hours. But if it's the end of your shift, you don't. I mean, you don't have to get back over to a certain part of town to get the next order because you just heading home. And if you need $20 more to reach your goal for the day, take a .com and you got it. It may take you a little time, but you made your goal for the day. Oh, one day we'll all got to take. One day we'll all got to take a dirt nap. You're right. Yep. Yeah, if y'all are enjoying this at all, even just a little bit, go ahead and hit the like button. Well, we got 25 likes, so somebody's liking it. I don't know. Maybe they just like me rambling and talking in circles and probably laughing because I can say one thing and then 30 seconds later, I can't even remember what I said. I'm on to something else. I just boom, boom, boom. And my mind goes and I just don't follow. I lose the track get off track. Oh, the world above. My name is Larry. One of my best friends is named Larry. Grew up together. I still consider him my best friend. Granted, I haven't seen him in years. We did some crazy stuff when we was kids. Oh, Fort Drum is overrun by skunks. That was close. Um, watch, watch where you get out, and that's something else, y'all. If y'all are delivering out in rural areas, kind of watch for signs of a dog, like a dog bowl up on the porch. If it's a little dog bowl, you're probably all right. But if it's a big dog bowl, you might kind of watch. And a lot of times, especially later in the day, of course, I always send my customers a message that I'm on my way. So if they have dogs, knock on wood, they'll put them up. But sometimes I'll get out and I'll whistle to see if a dog comes running around. Just just in case. Little precautions. That was a free bonus tip. Whistle when you get out of the car. Out in the country, anyhow. Oh, order that make you walk in the mall. I don't know what I missed here, but yeah, when I was doing some of the, I think it was Uber Eats, we had a cookie store in the mall, and I would get, or not a cookie store, and well, they had cookies, but it was like chocolate donuts and stuff. I forgot the name of it now, but it was in our mall, and I really hated doing that one because you had to find a parking spot, and then you had to walk in there. Kind of a hassle, but if it pays good, it pays good. Who cares? Uh, Saltgrass, Red Robin. VF changes all tip over $10. Really, I have heard that there was two restaurants, and I think uh, man, I can't remember, but there was two Outback. We don't have an Outback, but I heard on I think Paid to Drive. He'd received an email from somebody that was friends with a manager or assistant manager or something at an Outback wherever they live, and they told him that they do keep the tips. If that order comes to them, they dispatch it out through DoorDash, but they keep the tips. And there was another restaurant, I know it's Outback and another one, and supposedly they keep the tips. I don't know. That's another thing I do not miss about doing the food delivery. I'm still doing food delivery, but just not very much. Spark is right now, but Spark could, the fire could be put out of Spark in a week. That's why, like Bud Soda, that's why you need to have multiple apps, but you don't have to work them all unless you need to stay busy. Don't count on just one app, but don't kill yourself trying to work a bunch all at once, and it's too stressful. And you wind up losing money by trying to do too many at once because you'll take one that doesn't pay as good as what the other one would if you would have just waited a minute. I don't know. I got a $50 order for Uber package. It was just a small bag, way better than other food deliveries. Yeah. But so the ice went to a local sub chain. Their ice machine has broken parts on the back order. How did you keep the ice from melting, Bud Soda? Did you have a special packaging? I did an order today, 2 deliveries, but the order was 7.35 pack of water and the 6 packs of sodas. Man, paid 30. The mileage was low, and the second order was a big one. Well, hopefully it didn't go to an apartment. That's all I got to say. I had 6 cases of water today, but luckily it just went to a house. And there was, and Spark orders will say 6 what does it say? 6 items, and then in parentheses it'll say 12 units or whatever. And it did have 6 items, but it also had 6 cases of water. Sometimes, but the bags, Spark started putting the bags on there as units. So sometimes you got to watch that. Use that house and park. I always park in the driveway. I know some people, we had a discussion about this a while back, and some people don't park in the driveway. Food delivery, I can see because you're boom, boom, and gone. But when you're unloading the car, I personally don't, even here, I don't want to stand out behind my car in the street taking packages out. I'd rather, if I can, park in the driveway. A lot of people will have it where you can't get in their driveway because they got vehicles in their driveway, and you got to do what you got to do. But for safety matters and everything, and the convenience of being a little closer to the front door, I'll park in the driveway. I got no problem. Today I parked in the wrong driveway. It was the driveway next door. The lady came out and hollered at me and got her straight. But she was friends with other people, so it wasn't no big deal. Oh, crank the AC to make it a lot. Oh, keeping the ice cold. Who only works Spark and was deactivated. Well, wait a minute. I have a friend who only worked Spark, and when they deactivated her, she didn't have a backup. Yeah, well, that's what you need a backup if you want to do this kind of work. I mean, I hate that she got deactivated, but you know, and that's the whole thing. And that's one of the things that Roy says, that we're glorified employees. And on that aspect, he's right. We can be fired at any time for any reason, because if you show up for 1 minute late, technically, you're probably breaking the terms of service, whether in terms of the TOS. So, in a way, yeah, you can get fired for pretty much anything. So, man, that kind of buys. So, but I always have a backup plan. That's why I keep DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub and Instacart. I still have all of them. And I don't know if after I ought to find out. Maybe after so long, they deactivate you for because you haven't participated in quite some time. I might ought to see. I may see if I can get on Instacart tomorrow, just for the fun of it. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Oh, I was doing videos on Monday, and I started doing lives on Wednesday, and then doing a video on Friday. But the last few Mondays, I haven't been doing them. I've been getting lazy, a little slack. And I always got something to say, something to show. It's just I got some other things going with Amazon and stuff, and it's hard to get it all worked out. Oh, in life, it seems nobody cares really. Oh, they care about themselves. But that's not true. I mean, there's a lot of people that do care, but that it's kind of like with DoorDash and people that tip and don't tip. The ones that don't tip, they don't care. And DoorDash don't care. Mainly it's DoorDash that don't care, because if you don't take it, there's 50 more people waiting in line to take that order. And they will take that order. And if you don't tip, there's that 50 people that will bring you your order. Don't make it right. But in that aspect, some people just don't care. But there's a lot of good people out there that do care. So we can't give up on society just yet. Maybe another 50 years. Who knows? I'd like to say it would get better, but I don't know what your beliefs are. But I'm afraid it's not going to get better. So things will change, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't have 50 more years to have to worry about it. Some of you younger folks might, but I ain't got to worry about it. I'll be long gone in 50 years. If I'm not, I may be in Guinness's World Book, or no, probably wouldn't be, but I'd be getting close. Um, Pork Chop says, I hear they don't give a reason for termination. Luckily, well, I did get deactivated from, what was it? DoorDash. But it was all a big mix up. And it was because, and why it happened, because we used two different emails. But we decided to order DoorDash one night. So we downloaded a DoorDash app to order the food. And somehow or another it got mixed up. And it was different email addresses. That's what got me. They wound up deactivating my delivery part, that delivery app. So I couldn't deliver for a couple of days. And I got a hold of them. They got it straightened out, and they said it was a computer glitch. I don't know. I'm heading out, Hank. I'm heading out. Great hanging out. Hey, I appreciate you coming by, Bud Soda. I need to get off here too, y'all. We've been at this for an hour and 25 minutes, and I was just supposed to just go an hour. Uber Jeep Easy. I always run Uber Eats, and Lyft during the night. I stay with whomever is paying the best. Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to have backups. I can't get I gave up on Lyft. I couldn't ever get on there, and I don't know why. But that's okay, because I've got Uber X, but I just don't hardly do it. If I get me a new ride, I'll probably be doing it. But my air conditioner is kind of jacked up in my car, and I don't want to put somebody in the back seat and have them be uncomfortable. So that's the main reason why I haven't been doing that Uber X, and I don't know. Anyway, y'all just don't let the apps run your life, and don't let them take over. You're in control, and if you're not in control, then, like I said earlier, where's the freedom and flexibility? If you lose that, you might as well just go back to the W-2 job, and that's guaranteed pay. And you ain't got to stress out about it. So as long as you work it right and do your thing, and listen to what everybody else, all these other gig tubers are telling you and all that, that's fine. But remember, they're just giving the basics, what works for them and what might work for you. Just the basics. You got to figure it out for yourself, no matter what market you're in. And it was like Carrie was saying earlier, Spark is great here, and I deliver, but there's some areas in her area that she don't want to deliver to. And you could watch somebody on that would say, "Oh, if you just deliver, you'll be okay." You don't know that. You don't know what area she's in. So don't let nobody try to tell you how to do what you already know. You know that if you're doing these apps and been doing them for at least a month, you know the basics. It's not difficult. If it don't feel right, don't do it. But the main thing is, don't let them take control of you, and don't work yourself to death. Pay your bills, do your thing, buy what you need to get, and enjoy life. Balance it. It's hard to balance sometimes. We all lose sight of that. I do. I still lose sight of that sometimes. But balance your time out. Work, about, and free time, or your me time is what we always called it. But balance it out. Don't work yourself to death. You'll be in a dirt bed before you're ready. Oh, Pork Chop, enjoy it and have a good night. Appreciate you coming by, Pork Chop. And everybody else, I run with the Jeep, the top off sometimes. AC doesn't matter sometimes. Yeah. Well, when it's 100 degrees at 9 o'clock at night here, it of course I had a vet that was convertible, and I'd put that top down too. And I don't know. I get what you're saying though. It's kind of nice to have a Jeep or a convertible or something like that. So anyway, don't let the apps and algorithms give you such a negative energy. You take that out on others around you. Smart way to be. Exactly. Exactly. This was a classic show tonight. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And what Uber Jeeps just said, I mean, that's exactly it. Don't let the apps and the algorithm get to you. If you're having a bad day and the apps are just not working for you, take a break. It's kind of like, I don't know if any of y'all ever go to the casino. And you shouldn't. Let's get that out there. But if you do, and the machine, if you're playing slots or even cards or whatever, if it's not paying, don't keep pushing it, because all you're going to do is stress yourself out. You're going to get mad. You're going to get angry. You're going to be cussing at the machine and everything. Walk away. Go home. Those machines will be there tomorrow or next week. These apps are the same way. If it ain't working right now, just walk away. Don't let it stress you out and get to you, because you'll take the frustration out on somebody else, whether you mean to or not. That's just human nature. But if you see somebody smile at you, that might help. So that's why I say, always smile at people. It might make them feel better. But walk away from the app if it's making you angry and it's not working out. Just walk away. Quit for a little while. That app will be there later. Give yourself a break. Don't stress it out. Don't let the apps control you. Yep. Anyway, hey, I appreciate y'all coming by, and I've really enjoyed it. And actually, I have been on an hour and a half. That's like 30 minutes extra. So I tell you, I've enjoyed y'all's company and the participation and everything, and the new faces I'm seeing. I enjoy it. I appreciate y'all coming by. But don't forget, keep smiling and keep dashing, dancing, prancing, and just doing something. Just get out there and enjoy life. Because if you're not careful, you're going to get old sitting around. So get out there and enjoy it. And like I said, keep smiling. Smile at those other people. Make them feel better. Hope it makes y'all feel better. Y'all have a great night and take care. God bless. All that good stuff. We'll see y'all next time. Good night, y'all. Bye.